Here's a really simple way to remove blank columns and rows from your data in Power BI. We'll start off with your data, go to Home and remove blank rows, go to Transform and then transpose the data. Go back to Home, remove blank rows again, and then transform and transpose the data again to put it back to its original format. You will then end up with a nice and clean data set with no blank columns or rows. We will now demonstrate how to remove blank columns and blank rows from your data within Power BI. As you can see here, we have the data loaded in Power Query, and we can see the blank columns and blank rows represented by the null values on the screen. The first step to removing these columns and rows is to first go to Home, remove rows, and remove blank rows. As you can see, that removes all the rows that had the null values, giving us a tidier data set. However, we still have the null values in these columns that need removing. To remove those, we must first go to Transform and transpose our data. So that essentially switches the data 90 degrees, so our blank columns have now been converted into blank rows. The next step is to go back to Home and simply perform the remove blank rows operation again. We then go back to Transform and transpose our data back to the original structure. We now end up with our clean data set with no blank rows or blank columns. Hope you found this useful. What data problem are you trying to solve? Let us know in the comments.